When the Northern youths issued quit notice to the Igbos, I was the chairman of the Planning and Strategy Committee of Ohanes and Igbo Worldwide. We took a census of Igbos in the North. And guess what? We came to the just some estimate of about 11.7 million Igbos in the North alone. If you have a disorderly dismemberment of this country, what a chaos for this tiny place, and so on. There are other visions for the Southeast. Why couldn't you make it a livable and prosperous homeland? Why couldn't you create new prosperity? Why do we keep blaming? So let us come together. We can turn this place to be anything we want it to become. So there are alternative viewpoints. I'd like him to be part of that conversation. And I want him, the legal process, if the courts have asked for him to be released, let him be released, hand him over. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a sit down and interrogate the different views. But a whole lot of this Simon Ekpa and some of this, his band of criminals, took over and turned the thing into a killing spree. Just kill people with reckless abandon. And some of us are just not it. So, release of Nnamdi Kanu for me is different from the issue of security. I separate the two. I don't link the two. Nnamdi Kanu for me is for us to have this conversation about a long-term future of Igbos, and that's a different conversation. For the criminals who are kidnappers, we've given them olive branch. Come out, we train you, we empower you, we rehabilitate you. If you don't, we'll take you out.
So, Mr. Governor, I take it then that you also make a distinction between the course that Nnamdi Kanu was pursuing and the one that Simon Ekpa is pursuing.
I don't know what Simon Ekpa is pursuing. I have no idea what it is about, because I have no idea if he's pursuing any cause other than to swindle people for money. And, it's become a business because people all over the world contribute money for them and they become super rich. So I don't know what he's pursuing.
All right. So this morning, the governor of Anambra State, Governor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, was interviewed on Channels Television, where he said a lot of things about what is happening in Anambra State and in the Southeast as a whole. Now, we are going to be discussing basically what he said about our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, and Simon Ekpa. Yes, we're going to be discussing basically about that. So please permit me to read the basic things that he said about these two people. Excuse me. First, he said that Simon Ekpa is a criminal and he is working with his own band of criminals. Second, he said that the release of Nnamdi Kanu is absolutely different from the insecurity that is happening in the southeast of Nigeria. Third, he said that Nnamdi Kanu for him is just a man who is fighting for the long-term good of Igbos. The fourth one, which is the final one, he said that he doesn't know what Simon Ekpa is pursuing. That for him, that Simon Ekpa is just a businessman whom people all over the world contribute money for, and he's just super rich. All right, so permit me to give my own analysis about this. All right, let's start from the number one. He said that Simon Ekpa is just a criminal and working with bands of criminals. Governor Charles, I know that I've been following, a couple of criminals that have been caught in Anambra State recently. And I have not seen or heard any of them say that, those people, those kidnappers in Anambra State that is being caught recently, I've not heard any of them say that it is Simon Ekpa that sent him. Yes, most of the criminals that are caught in Anambra State, most of them confess that they are just working on their own and, they just do it just to enrich their own pocket. And again, you said that Simon Ekpa is the good guy. Why? You said that Nnamdi Kanu is the good guy. Why Simon Ekpa is a criminal? I'm still thinking, or I don't know that thing that Nnamdi Kanu has done that Simon Ekpa has done differently. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu introduced ESN to us. Simon Ekpa introduced Biafra Liberation Army, and their work, seems the same. ESN is fighting the Fulani herdsmen in our farmland, and of course, the Biafra Liberation Army is fighting the criminals we have. To the best of my knowledge, in the southeast, they are fighting the criminals we have in the southeast. So for me, I don't know any difference in that. Then the second one, you say that the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is different from the insecurity that is happening in southeast of Nigeria. I have heard some senators, people like Senator Barebe, some other people come out to say that the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, yes, it will not stop totally insecurity in southeast, but it will lessen it. You are the only one I know, Mr. Governor, who is saying that the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not stop anything in the southeast. You are the only one I'm hearing it from his mouth. Other people believe that the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will lessen insecurity in the southeast. I mean, we bring a kind of stability in terms of security in the southeast, but you are the only one saying that his release means nothing to security in southeast. So I don't know where you are getting your own statistics from. And then the third one, you say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is just a man who is fighting for the long-term good of the Igbos. We have had a couple of interviews from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu where he said that what he is fighting for is to restore once again the sovereign state of Biafra. Yes, that he wants to exit from Nigeria. We've had Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say that over and over again. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not just fighting for the long-term good of the Igbos in Nigeria. He's fighting to bring out the Igbos from Nigeria. And then finally, you say you don't know what Simon Ekpa is pursuing, that Simon Ekpa is just a businessman. Well, every businessman needs money to succeed. Every business needs money to be expanded or to be expanded. Even the war that is going on in Ukraine, we had President Trump say that when Joe Biden was the president of America, that anytime Zelensky comes to America, he goes home with about $500 million. So it means that they also need money. So money is needed in any aspect of life. You as a governor, you need money to run your government, isn't it? Honestly speaking, this is just quite laughable. This is just quite laughable. This is Soludo we saw some time ago come out to say we are demanding for the urgent release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We all saw the video.
We demand for the urgent release of Nnamdi Kanu, his colleagues, and all prisoners of conscience as part of the process of the search for national cohesion and building a new Nigeria. There is a legitimate debate among Nigerians on the Biafra question. And there are indeed many Igbos who, like many other Nigerians, may not agree with Nnamdi Kanu's objective or means. But it needs to be stated, however, that no citizen of Nigeria deserves the kind of treatment that is meted to Nnamdi Kanu and his colleagues. Government has declined to obey the orders of properly constituted courts in Nigeria for his release. Nnamdi Kanu is not above the law, but nor should he be put beneath it. A situation where the state refuses to obey clear and legitimate court orders for his release, and even one of them outrightly ordered for his unconditional release. There is absolutely no reason in a country with a rule of law that he should have been held an hour later than those court orders or even rulings of the court. Why is Nnamdi Kanu's case an exception?
But today, Soludo is saying another thing. Probably because he has launched one or two security outfits and they seems to be giving him results. And so he believed that releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or not releasing him, it does not bring any security or any stability in the southeast. But if I may ask Soludo, how did this massive insecurity start in the southeast? Was it not when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped? Yes. It was when Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped that this high level of insecurity started. And so for you to also bring it down, you have to go to the root. And the root is what? The release of Nnamdi Kanu. Anyways, let me allow you to watch it and hear some other things he said. And then please drop on the comment section what you think about this. What I've said, is it correct or is it wrong? Or what is Soludo saying? How does it go with our struggle? Please drop your comment on the comment section. Let's hear your own opinion, all right? But for now, please watch this.
Secondary care level, we've now built 5 brand new general hospitals, refurbished, modeled and modernized, 3 more, altogether 8. In fact, tomorrow when we go to Oboko, we will be commissioning one of the general hospitals that has been in operation for almost a year now. And where also we ensure that, for example, we realize the mortality rate, especially through childbirth, high up. And we decided to provide this free of all costs, free antenatal with drugs. You go for antenatal services and you are given antenatal drugs and facilities, and free delivery with now benefited over 102,000 women gone through our free antenatal free delivery services, with about 400 delivering through cesarean operations, all free of charge in Anambra. And you see the mortality rate, child mortality rate, almost to near 0. People have access to quality care. Like I said, we actually even give you free drugs and so on. We're spending quite a fortune. In terms of the tertiary, I think we're building what some say, I haven't seen the other, it might be the largest trauma center in the country. It's now being equipped. It's delivered. This at Amakwata Teaching Hospital there. We have a new smart nursing college that is up and coming. Depending if all goes well, it might be up and running before the end of the year. And then a comprehensive international cancer center that we now have a master plan, and we're going to begin to do that. So our healthcare system is one that has a complete ecosystem, from tertiary, secondary, and with a big base at the primary. In terms of resources, for example, I give you an example. The resources that have been available to us over the last 3 years that we have spent up until, in fact, projected to the end of this month, converted in dollar terms for each year, 2022, 2023, 2024, up to date, put in dollar terms, it's actually, we've computed it to be just 65% in the aggregate of what was spent in dollar terms in 2013, or 61% of what was spent in 2014. But we have no choice to begin to give excuses. Oh, this has happened. We just to find creative ways, and part of the ways we've dealt with this is to really crunch down recurrent consumption, our waste, and so on. When I came here, it used to cost about almost 137 million a month to do facility management, cleaning up offices. I cut it down to 11 million a month. Saving 126 million a month. And that's the way we've gone for 3 years. Our recurrent expenditure has been at a historic 23% of total expenditure, spending 77% on capital. Because I promise Anambra people that every kobo you put in our palms will show you where it is put in. Cost structure, you see us driving in awesome. The curtains you'll find here, that's the way I met them. I haven't changed anything here since I came. The chairs that I'm sitting on, that's the way I met them here. In Government House, in Governor's Lodge. Nothing else, except it is extraordinarily very important. We don't spend on it. And to see that it aligns to super objective, where are we getting to?
All right, so you have seen it. What do you think about it? Drop your comment on the comment section, all right? And please, if this is your first time coming across my channel, do not forget to subscribe, all right? Thank you very much. I'll see you in my next video. God bless you.